Good morning. Our next video, that is regarding the derivation of integrated rate equations. Okay, so far we had seen the different rate equations for a first order, second order and a third order reaction. Then you have to derive an integrated rate expression for these three orders, for the first order, second order as well as the third order reactions. Okay. So this is very easy. If you are studying one derivation, then you can continue with the other two also. Only some changes will be there in between. Okay, the steps are almost the same. So first of all, let us go on to this integration of the rate expression for a first order reaction. Okay, so first of all, what about the equation for a first order reaction? A giving products, isn't it? A giving products. Then what about the rate of this reaction? Rate is equal to K1. Since it is a first order reaction, K1 into concentration of A. Okay, so then we can write this rate as rate is equal to change in concentration with respect to time. So it is dx divided by dt, that is equal to K1 into concentration of A. So see, at the start of the reaction, see A giving products. At the start of the reaction, that is when time t is equal to 0. Okay, that means time t is equal to 0 means when the reaction starts. What about the concentration? Let the concentration of A, let it be small letter a. Okay, at the initial stage of the reaction or when the time is 0, let the initial concentration of the reactant, let it be equal to A. So at the initial stage or at the start of the reaction, what about the concentration of the products? It is 0. There will be no products, isn't it? So at the start of the reaction, this is the condition. When time t is equal to 0, the concentration of A, let it be A moles per liter. A moles per liter, and the products, let it be, the concentration of the products, let it be 0. Then after a time t, what happens? After a time t means the reaction will be proceeding, isn't it? So what happens is that let x moles of A will be dissociating to give the products. That means x will be combining, x moles will be forming the products. So what about the concentration remaining? Concentration of A, that becomes A minus x, isn't it? After a time t, the concentration of A becomes A minus x. And what about the concentration of this products after a time t? It will be equal to x moles per liter. Okay. So x moles per liter dissociate to give the products, and the concentration of A at a time t is equal to A minus x moles per liter. Okay, so this part you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, when time t is equal to 0, concentration of A, let it be A moles per liter, and when time t is equal to t, the concentration is equal to A minus x moles per liter. Okay. Then you have to substitute for this concentration of A. Okay, so dx by dt is equal to K1 into concentration of A after a time t, let it be A minus x moles per liter. Then you have to rearrange these terms, that is x terms should be taken into one side. So dx divided by A minus x. Okay, dx divided by A minus x, that is equal to K1 into dt. Then, so dx divided by A minus x, that is equal to K1 into dt. That is just a cross multiplication. Then, in the next step, so here you have to write rearranging this equation. Okay, let it be equation number 1. So, rearranging, you have to write the steps on the side. Okay, rearranging equation 1. Rearranging equation 1, we will be getting dx divided by A minus x is equal to K1 into dt. Then in the next step, integrating this equation, equation number 2. Integrating equation 2. So what about integrating? That means the equation becomes integral dx divided by A minus x, that is equal to K1 in integral of K1 into dt. Okay. Then you have to integrate this particular equation. So here we are not putting some limits in between these two integrations. So what about the integration? After doing integration, we will be putting a constant of integration, right? So here integral of x. So this is in the form of integral. This is what about integral of x dx that is equal to x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, isn't it? That is the integral. X raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So here, if I'm suppose I am considering this a minus x is equal to x. Okay, putting a minus x is equal to x, just for the sake of integration. Put a minus x is equal to x, then put a minus x is equal to x, then while integrating this equation, what happens? This is in the denominator, so I am putting it as 1 by x, isn't it? That means integral of x raised to minus 1. It is, while coming to the numerator, it becomes x raised to minus 1. So what about the integration? It becomes x raised to minus 1 plus 1, isn't it? X raised to n plus 1. X raised to minus 1 plus 1 divided by minus 1 plus 1. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. So integrating this equation, that is integral dx divided by a minus x, that is equal to integral of k1 into dt. Sorry, I made a mistake here. See, integral of 1 by x. What is integral of 1 by x? It is log x, right? Sorry, please don't get confused. Integral of 1 by x is equal to log x. So what happens? See here, instead of a minus x, I am putting it as x. So it becomes log x, isn't it? So here it is ln, instead of x, a minus x. So it will be ln a minus x, isn't it? Ln a minus x. Then again, 1 minus sign is also there, isn't it? Minus x, integral of minus x is minus 1. So one negative sign will be there. So minus ln a minus x is equal to k1 into integral of dt. Integral of dt is t plus a constant of integration c. Okay. So here you have to keep this equation in mind. Integral of 1 by x is equal to log x. So here this is in the form of integral of 1 by x, that is equal to log x. That is minus ln a minus x is equal to k1 into t plus c. Okay. Then the next step is you have to find out the value for this constant of integration. So here c is called as the constant of integration. C is called as the constant of integration. Okay. Then you have to find out the value for c. Okay. So for finding out the value of c, consider this equation number 3. So finding out the value of for c, first of all, we have to consider this value, that is when time t is equal to 0. What about x? What about the value of x? When time t is equal to 0, what about x? X will be 0, that is no products are there, isn't it? So when time t is equal to 0, what about x? X is equal to 0. So let it be equation number 4. So substituting equation 4 in equation 3. Substituting equation 4 in equation 3. Okay. So equation 3 is minus ln a minus x is equal to k1 t plus I. Okay. Minus ln a minus x is equal to k1 t plus I. Then when t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. Okay. So substituting this value, let it be equation number 3 and this is equation number 4. So when t is equal to 0, that means this term will become 0. Substitute 4 in equation 3. Okay, you have to write down the steps also in the left side. Substituting 4 in equation 3. So what happens? K1 t becomes 0. That term will be going to 0. Then x is equal to 0. That means here it becomes minus ln a, isn't it? Minus ln a is equal to I. So we got the value of I, or we got the value of constant of integration c. This I can be I or 0. So here I put it as c, isn't it? You can keep it as I. It can be I or c, any constant term. Okay. So for the time being I am putting it as I. So here we will be having a value I is equal to minus ln a. Okay. Then substitute this equation. Substitute the equation number 5 in equation 3. That is, you have to substitute this value in this particular equation. That is minus ln a minus x. That is minus ln A minus X, that is equal to K1T. Then what about the value of I plus I? Plus I means the value of I is minus ln A. Okay. Then you have to find out the value of K1T. So in the next step, what is K1T? K1T is equal to minus ln A minus X plus ln A. Isn't it? Minus ln A minus X plus ln A. Then again, rearranging this equation, K1T is equal to ln A minus ln A minus X. See, this equation, it is in the form of log A minus log B, isn't it? So we can write it as log A by B, isn't it? Log A by B, that is equal to ln A minus ln B. Okay, ln A by B is equal to ln A minus ln B. So here K1T is equal to ln A divided by A minus X. K1T is equal to ln A divided by A minus X, or again you have to find out the rate expression for this K1, isn't it? First order rate constant. So K1 is equal to 1 by T into ln A divided by A minus X. Okay, K1 is equal to 1 by T into ln A by A minus X. So this is the integrated rate expression for a first order reaction. Okay, then see here it is in the log ln means log to the base E, isn't it? So again ln x, what about ln x? Ln x is equal to 2.303 into log x, log. Okay, so ln x, for converting it into log x, we have to multiply it by 2.303. Okay, so again what is K1? K1 is equal to, so here we have to multiply it with 2.303. So 2.303 by T log log A by A minus X. So this is the integrated rate expression for a first order reaction. Integrated rate expression for a first order reaction. Integrated rate expression for a first order reaction. K1 is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X. Okay, so this is the derivation for a first order reaction. So similarly you have to do all the other three also, second, third. Okay, hope you are clear up to this. Only here you have to do this integration, 1 by x, integral of 1 by x is equal to log x. Okay, then the next is integrated rate expression for a second order reaction. See, in between there are so many problems are there. I will be doing the problems later after the derivation. Okay, so you will be easy with the derivations. Then integration of the rate equation for a second order reaction. For a second order reaction. Okay, see here there are three different cases. The first case is that is three different types are there for the second order reaction. That is when both the reactants are the same. That is, see, when the reaction it is like this, 2A giving products. See here both the reactants are the same, isn't it? That is A. Both the reactants are the same. Reactant same, that is the first case. Then the second case is that when the reactants are different. That is, for example, A plus B giving products. See here, two different reactants, isn't it? But the case is that two different reactants, but the concentrations of the reactants are the same. Two different reactants, but concentration are the same. Concentration of both the reactants are the same. Okay, so that is the second case. Two different reactants, but both the reactants are having the same concentration. Then the third one, if we are having two different reactants and also two different concentrations. Two different reactants. Two different reactants. Concentrations are also different for the reactants. Concentrations are also different for the reactant. So these are the three cases you have to study in this integrated rate equation. Okay, so here for the derivation for these two cases will be the same. Okay, only some deviation in the case of the third one. Okay, so let us go through one by one. For the first case, that is case 1, that is 2A giving products. 2A giving products. Okay, see here, just as in the first case, that is in the first order reaction, what about the concentrations? That is when time t is equal to 0, what happens? This x is the moles of the products or the concentration of the products. So x is equal to 0 and the initial concentration of A, let it be A moles per liter. Okay, when time t is equal to 0. Then after a time t, what happens? X moles per liter will be dissociated to give the products. So what happens here? The concentration of A becomes A minus X moles per liter. And what about the products? It becomes, the concentration becomes X. So that. Then again you have to write the rate. So rate is equal to K2, since it is a second order, K2 into concentration of this reactants, isn't it? Concentration of A, the whole square, isn't it? That is what the rate expression. So again you have to write rate. Rate is equal to dx by dt. Dx by dt is equal to K2 into, what about the concentration of A? A minus X after time t, isn't it? So K2 into A minus X the whole square after a time t. Then again, what is the next step? Rearranging this equation. Rearranging this equation, what happens? This x terms should be coming to one side. So dx divided by A minus X the whole square, that is equal to K2 into dt. Okay, dx divided by A minus X the whole square is equal to K2 into dt. Then what is the next step? Integrating this equation. Integrating this equation, integral of dx divided by A minus X the whole square is equal to K2 into integral dt. Since K2 is a constant, we can take it outside. Okay, so then the next step is integration. So here integral of x raised to n, that is equal to x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Okay, so you have to apply this formula here. Integral of x raised to n is equal to x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Again, what about the integration? So here it is 1 by x square, isn't it? If we are putting A minus X is equal to X, okay, instead of A minus X, I am putting it as X. So this becomes 1 by x square, isn't it? 1 by x square. 1 by x square. What is 1 by x square? It is x raised to minus 2, isn't it? Then again integral of x raised to minus 2. Integral of x raised to minus 2 is equal to x raised to minus 2 plus 1, isn't it? In plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1, that is equal to x raised to minus 1 divided by minus 1. Okay, x raised to minus 1 divided by minus 1, that is equal to, so here this negative sign, x raised to minus 1 means it is 1 by x. So this will be equal to minus 1 by x. So again, then again you have to change this x into A minus X. So the integration, it becomes minus 1 by A minus X. Okay, so integral of this term, integral of dx divided by A minus X the whole square, that will be equal to minus 1 by A minus X. Again for minus X there is a negative sign, isn't it? So minus of minus 1 by X, isn't it? So this will be the answer for this particular term. Okay, so you have to put A minus X is equal to X, then apply this formula. So you will be getting x raised to minus 1 divided by minus 1, that is equal to minus 1 by X. Okay, so minus 1 by X, instead of X you have to again take back this A minus X. So minus 1 by A minus X. Then again, what about minus 1 by a minus x? Then x, it is having a negative sign. So again minus 1. So it will be the integration of this term, integral of this particular term will be equal to minus of minus 1 by a minus x. So it becomes 1 by, it is a positive value. So 1 by a minus x, that is equal to k2 into integral of dt. What is integral of dt? It is t plus I. Integral of dt is t plus a constant of integration, since we are not putting any limits, isn't it? So if we are not putting any limits, you have to put the constant of integration I or c. Clear? So we will be having this particular equation. I will be writing the equation once again. So it will be equal to 1 by a minus x, that is equal to k2 into t plus I. Okay. Then what about the next step? Then you have to find out the value of I, isn't it? For finding out the value of I, put when t is equal to 0, when t is equal to 0, what about x? X will be equal to 0, isn't it? From the first equation, when t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. When t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. So you have to substitute this, substitute equation 2 in equation 1. Okay, substitute equation 2 in equation 1. So here it becomes 1 by x is equal to 0. So it becomes 1 by a, that is equal to, this term will be cancelled, t, since t is equal to 0. So 1 by a is equal to I. So this is equation 3. Then what is the next step? Substitute equation 3 in equation 1. Okay, substitute equation 3 in equation 1. So we will be having 1 by a minus x, that is equal to k2 into t plus, what about the value of I? I is equal to 1 by a. Okay, then what is the next step? Rearranging this equation. Rearranging this equation, let it be equation 4. Rearranging equation 4, k2t is equal to 1 by a minus x minus 1 by a. 1 by a minus x minus 1 by a. Then again, what is k2? k2 is equal to 1 by t into 1 by a minus x minus 1 by a. Then you have to take the LCM. Either you have to study this particular equation. So this is the expression for a rate expression for a integrated rate expression for a second order reaction. Integrated rate expression for a second order reaction. Then again you have to take the LCM. You have to study this form or you have to study the LCM. So here 1 by t into, what about the LCM? LCM is a into a minus x. Then here it becomes 1 by a minus x into this term LCM, that gives a minus 1 by a into this particular term, it becomes a minus x. Okay, so 1 by t into a minus a, isn't it? A minus a, it will be cancelled, then minus into minus x, it becomes x. So x divided by a into a minus x. k2 is equal to 1 by t into x divided by a into a minus x. So this is the integrated rate expression for a second order reaction. You can study equation 5 or equation 6. Okay, equation 5 and 6 are the integrated rate expression for a second order reaction. Hope you are clear up to this. And so this is the first case when both the reactants are the same. Okay, then the next case we can go through. Case 2. What is the second case? When two different reactants, but they are having the same concentration, isn't it? So here this concentration of A and B, let it be at time t is equal to 0, the concentrations of A and B both are having the same concentration, that is A moles per liter each. Then products at the initial, it will be 0. Then after a time t, what about the concentration? Both of this will be having A minus x each, isn't it? A minus x for A and A minus x for B, isn't it? After time t, concentration of A minus x is equal, A is equal to A minus x moles per liter. Concentration of B after a time t, that is equal to A minus X moles per liter. That means both are having the same concentration after a time t. So the products becomes 2x, isn't it? The products become 2x. Sorry, the products becomes x. Both of will be combining to give x. Okay. Then the next is, again you have to write the rate expression. So this is the same pattern just in the previous case, isn't it? No difference are there. Only the reactants are the different, but concentrations are the same. So then rate is equal to K2 into concentration of A into concentration of B, isn't it? From this equation, rate is equal to K2 into A into B. Then what about the rate? Rate is equal to dx divided by dt, that is equal to K2 into concentration of A is A minus X into concentration of B is A minus X. So this becomes dx divided by A minus X the whole square, that is equal to K2 into dt. So this is the same equation just as in the previous case, isn't it? So in the previous one also we will be having the same equation, that is dx divided by A minus dt is equal to K2 into A minus X the whole square. So it becomes dx divided by A minus X the whole square is equal to K2 into dt. So you have to write the continuous derivation of just like the previous one. No changes are there. Here also the same. Then continue as in the previous one. I am not deriving it once again. Continue it as in case 1. Okay. So after that the final answer will be, the expression for the rate equation will be equal to K2 is equal to 1 by T into X divided by A into A minus X. Okay. K2 is equal to 1 by T into X divided by A into A minus X if the concentrations are the same. Then you have to go through the third case. Case 3. Okay, case 3 means A plus B giving products when the reactants are different and also the concentrations are also different. Okay, so when time t is equal to 0, let the concentration of A, let it be A moles per liter, and the concentration of B, let it be B moles per liter. Okay, then after a time t, the concentration of A becomes A minus X moles per liter and concentration of B becomes B minus X moles per liter. A becomes A minus X, B becomes B minus X, and the products becomes X moles per liter. Okay, then you have to write the rate expression for this one. So what about the rate? Rate of this reaction, that is equal to K2 into concentration of A into concentration of B. That is, rate can be written by dx by dt is equal to K2 into A minus X into B minus X. Okay, I'm writing it in the next page. So dx by dt is equal to K2 into A minus X into B minus X. Again, what is the next step? Rearranging this equation. Rearranging this equation, dx divided by A minus X into B minus X, that is equal to K2 into dt. Okay, then the next step is integrating. Integrating dx divided by integral of dx divided by A minus X into B minus X, that is equal to integral of K2 into dt. We can take the integral outside, the constant outside. So it becomes integral of dx divided by A minus X into B minus X, that is equal to K2 integral dt. Okay, so put it as equation number 1. So here some changes happens, not as in the previous case. So here we have to consider this case, that is, you might have studied in your maths partial fractions, isn't it? So here you have to resolve it into partial fractions. Resolving this particular term into partial fractions. Partial fractions. Resolving it into partial fractions. See, 1 by according to it 1 by a minus x into b minus x, that is equal to 1 by a minus b into 1 by b minus x minus 1 by a minus x. Okay, so this is how this can be resolved. This particular term can be resolved into partial fractions. 1 by a minus x into b minus x is equal to 1 by a minus b into 1 by b minus x minus 1 by a minus x. Then put it as equation number 2. You have to write this particular equation in this form. Okay, so substitute 2 in 1. Substitute 2 in 1. Okay, so integral 1 by a minus b, 1 by a minus b into 1 by b minus x minus 1 by a minus x, that is equal to k2 into integral dt. Okay, so this is equation, the next equation. So then again you have to integrate this particular equation, and in this 1 by a minus b is a constant, we can take the constant outside. 1 by a minus b into integral 1 by b minus x minus 1 by a minus x, integral of 1 by b minus x minus integral of 1 by a minus x dx. Sorry, I have dropped a dx here, so it will be dx divided by okay, that is equal to k2 into integral dt. Okay, see here already one dx is there, so dx. So again you have to integrate this particular equation. Then again, what about this integral 1 by, this is in the form of 1 by x, isn't it? 1 by x, integral of 1 by x is equal to ln x. Integral of 1 by x is equal to ln x. So here it becomes, instead of x, b minus x is there, so it becomes integral of 1 by b minus x, that is equal to ln b minus x. Then again minus sign is present, so minus ln b minus x. Similarly, integral dx divided by a minus x, that is equal to 1 by x, that is ln x. So here it is ln a minus x into minus 1, so minus ln a minus x. So you have to substitute these values, that is 1 by a minus b into, what is dx divided by b minus x, that is minus ln b minus x. Okay, minus dx divided by a minus x is equal to minus ln a minus x, that is equal to k2 into integral of dt is t plus constant of integration I. Okay, you have to simply substitute these values. Then the next step, 1 by a minus b into minus ln b minus x, here it becomes plus ln a minus x, that is equal to k2 into t plus I. Okay, that is equal to k2 into t plus I. Then I'll be writing the equation once again. One by a minus b into minus ln b minus x plus ln a minus x, that is equal to k2 into t plus I. Okay, k2 into t plus I. Or we can write it as, see, this is ln a minus x minus ln b minus x, isn't it? That is log a ln a minus ln b, that is equal to ln a by b, isn't it? You can write it like that. So here it becomes 1 by a minus b into, so this term will be coming at the first, as a first term, that is ln a minus x log a by b. So ln a minus x divided by ln b minus x, ln a minus x divided by ln b minus x, that is equal to k2 into t plus I. Okay, so then what is the next step? To find the constant of integration I, isn't it? For that, when t is equal to 0, when time t is equal to 0, x will be equal to 0. So this is equation number, what is the equation 3? Equation 3, then this is equation 4. So substituting equation 4 in equation 3. Okay, substituting equation 4 in equation 3. So 1 by a minus b into ln a minus x divided by b minus x, that is equal to k2 into t plus constant of integration. So plus I. This is the equation number 3. Sorry, I had written the equation once again. So you have to substitute the values for t and x, isn't it? Substituting for t and x, this term will be equal to 0, isn't it? This term goes to 0. So this becomes 1 by a minus b into ln, then a minus x, x is 0. So it becomes a by b minus x, x is 0. So ln a by b, that is equal to, this term will be equal to 0, that is equal to I. Okay. So we will be having the value of I, then substituting this equation in the third equation. Okay. So it becomes, substituting this equation in 3. So it becomes 1 by a minus b into ln a minus x divided by b minus x, that is equal to k2 into t plus I. I is equal to 1 by a minus b into ln a by b. Into ln a by b. Okay. Then simplify this equation. What is k2t? K2t is equal to 1 by a minus b. We can take it as common. It is in both sides. Into ln a minus x divided by b minus x. This term will be coming in the left side. So it becomes ln a minus ln a by b. Isn't it? So again this is in the form of log a minus log b. Isn't it? So that is equal to log a by b. Log a by b. Therefore k2t is equal to 1 by a minus b into ln. We can write it as log a by b. So a minus x divided by b minus x, the whole divided by a by b. So it becomes b into a minus x, isn't it? A minus x divided by b minus x, the whole divided by a by b, isn't it? Log a by b. So it becomes b into a minus x divided by a into b minus x, ln b into a minus x divided by a into b minus x. K1t. Okay, then what is K2? Sorry, K2. K2 is equal to 1 by t into, what about the equation? K2 is equal to 1 by t into a minus b into ln b into a minus x divided by a into b minus x. So this is the integrated rate equation for a second order reaction. Okay, so the the remaining some topics are there. It will be taken in the next session, that is a continuation of this one. So this is the integrated rate expression for a second order reaction when the concentrations are different and also when the reactants are different. Okay, so up to this you have to practice the derivations. These three derivations are very, very important. One of the derivation will be asked for your section C, or sometimes it might be asked in section C or in an essay part. Okay, so you have to by heart these derivations. So remaining two derivations are there that we can discuss in our next video. Okay, otherwise the video will be lengthy. Now it's of 38 minutes. So please watch the video and upload the lecture notes. Okay, please write the derivation as many times as you can so that you will be thorough with it. This derivation will be asked for your C part or D part. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.